Hey guys, this is Scott here from Horse Racing Daily, and we're going to go over another horse that I think is going to get slightly overlooked for the Louisiana Derby tomorrow, and that's Modernist. And the reason why I think he's going to get overlooked is because they ran two divisions of the Rebel that day, and he ran in the second division of it, and they ran 151.1. And if you look at the first division of the Rebel, they ran in 150.2. So it's just under a second difference, but just because of that, he's gonna get discounted a lot. But Bill Mott is not that bad when it comes to the Derby Trail horses. If you remember Country House, who I pulled up his profile last year, kinda almost followed a similar pattern of Modernist. He took three times to break his maiden. They went to the Risen Star, got second to War Will, who was on top of his game at that time last year. Raced in Louisiana Derby, and he got fourth. And you'll see kind of like a similar pattern developing. Took three tries to break his maiden. Now he did it at Aqueduct and not Gulfstream like Country House did. Uh, then he went to the Risen Star. He won the race. So I do see kind of a pattern developing. If you go back through different trainers and the history of the prep races, you'll see trainers with some different patterns that develop, and you'll see them win or hit the board, and if you miss it, you're like, how did I miss it? And it's been right there in front of you the whole time. So I would not discount Modernist. He had Country House last year. He had Tacitus, who won the Tampa Bay Derby. Then he went to Aqueduct and won the Wood Memorial. You had Hofberg a couple years prior. He broke his broke his maiden or won an allowance optional claiming race, and then went straight to the Florida Derby and got second, and then finished third or fourth in the Belmont that year. So I will not underestimate Bill Mott whenever he puts a horse on the Derby trail by any means. Um, we'll go to the replay of the last race, and this was the slower division of
They're in the gate.
Stakes. And he's going to be the one horse he's going to draw the rail. You have New York Traffic in here, Lens Map. You'll see some repeat players in the Louisiana Derby that came out of this division. But Modernist is going to sit back about third. New York Traffic's going to try to take the lead. So Modernist does have a little bit of tactical speed. I think for his post position tomorrow with him drawing outside, and people keep saying that that's a disadvantage, and it was a disadvantage when the race was at a mile and an eighth, but they moved the race to a mile and 3/16. So now it's a longer distance to the first turn, so Modernist doesn't really have to hustle quite as bad. So I think he'll sit an outside stalking trip, maybe third or fourth, and based on how he's doing here, just kind of sitting off New York Traffic, I think he can do it and be all right with it. I'll let the track announcer get back to finishing the call of the race.
A half mile in 48.57 seconds as they turn again with 3 furlongs to go. That Mr. Big News being driven to gain with Finnick the Fierce. Accession followed toward the inside by Lens Map. The one who tailed off was Fame to Famous. 3/4 in 1 minute 12.62 seconds. They swing for the quarter pole. And it's New York Traffic with Modernist toward the inside. Charging now is Mailman Money with Major Fed. They come down to the final furlong. It's Modernist who's holding on to a short lead from between horses. New York Traffic on the outside, Mailman Money, and Major Fed is storming home. It's Modernist toward the inside.
Now you do have Major Fed that's creeping up on the outside, and that's another horse. I don't know if I have time to make a contender profile video for just him, but I do like that horse. As a matter of fact, I'll show a quick little preview of it just in case. Broke his maiden, then got second, of course, in the Risen Star. he had that really fast bullet workout on the 29th, 4 furlongs in 47 seconds, the fastest of 107 horses. So I don't have a way to see the workout to know if it was good, because you can't always just go by times, or if we did handicap him, would be super easy. He does pick up Joel Rosario. So out of that race, it's probably the only other horse I would really consider. But I would not recommend anybody overlooking Modernist. For your exotic bets, you have to put him in there. He's done enough, I think, to justify being in your top four. Uh, you can maybe leave him out of win considerations. I haven't fully decided on that yet. Uh, Depending on who I leave out of my win bet, that might be a last minute decision. Unfortunately, I might not be able to get that kind of video out in time. But if I can, I'll go over strictly win contenders, or I might do uh, a video of me placing my bets or something like that, just to show I put my money where my mouth is type deal. But don't count out Modernist, and thanks guys for watching.